Let's rip it. And as they do in yoga,
Take a deep breath in and let it go. Stressors, pressures, expectations, let them go.
wow, that was amazing. That was pro, dude. That was pro, folks. Gustavo Padron.
Thank you for having me. I'm super stoked to finally be here. I know
About
it's
time.
taken like 4 months.
About time.
But I'm such a big believer that everything is running on divine timing. There's a reason like we had to shift our schedules multiple times. And there's a reason we're meeting today on this beautiful day. Right?
You said it. It's a beautiful day today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like one of the nicest days so far. And it feels great.
It does feel great. The weather, one.
Yeah.
And just like the energy, you know, we're recording this around South by Southwest. Just like the pulse of Austin right now, it just feels magnetic. Anywhere you walk, you're just like, what's happening? And also like spring, you know, like the time shifting. We're shifting from winter/fall here in Austin, because we're not really in a winter, into the spring, right? When things start to bloom, when we have a little bit more sunlight with the daylight savings time, right? So it's a really beautiful day.
So, Gustavo, today is a beautiful day. And you live a beautiful life. Tell us how you got here. How did you get here?
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna try to make it like
tell us your
super
story.
short, super short.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have been teaching yoga and meditation for 12 years. 12 years. Wow. 12 years. March 17th.
Master.
I don't think a master yet. I'm student, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still a student.
Yeah.
I teach what I need to learn the most. So I try to theme my classes around themes that I am learning. And it's a beautiful process, because in teaching, I also get to learn. I get to dissect the theme that I am trying to figure out. To teach is to learn. When we teach something, we learn it in a different way, whether it be like a new yoga pose, that could be the theme of class, or maybe there's something a little bit more meaningful in my life that I'm going through, like shifting gears or trying something new for the very first time. So to answer your question, how did I get here? So I was introduced to yoga when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
I was introduced to yoga through my mom.
Yeah.
I had a shoulder injury that was caused by lifting weights. I know. So my mom was like, you should really try yoga. You should. I was like, no, that's not for me. Like, it moves too slow. That's not for me. Or it was to the point where I couldn't really do anything with my upper body. So I decided to give it a go. And it worked really well. I say that yoga helped me just gain more mobility, more range of motion in my shoulder. But then after I was healed, I was like, okay, that's it. No more.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going back to lifting weights, running. I used to be overweight. I was about 80 pounds overweight. And I was just running a lot and lifting weights. So I wasn't really taking care of myself when it came to recovering.
When was this?
This was high school. So I don't know. A long time ago, like 15 years probably.
Wow.
15 years ago. Yeah.
You were 80 pounds overweight. Nice.
Yeah. I used to be like close to 260.
260?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, for my body size, for my body composition, that just looked really, really big for me. And I was bullied in high school for, one, being overweight, and two, for being gay. And when I first started running, I did it so to just prove to people that I could get rid of the weight. And that
Step one, get fit.
step one, but looking back, like I wasn't in the right mindset then. I was doing it for other people. I wasn't doing it for me.
Yeah.
I was doing it to prove people wrong. And I later in life realized that when you do it for yourself, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. When you do something that is important to you, you're going to find a way to make it happen. There's not this like vicious energy or this malignant energy behind what you're doing. You're doing this for you, not for other people. Long story short, I was overweight, started running, lifting weights, got injured. Took my first yoga class via a yoga DVD in Spanish. And healed my shoulder injury and then moved to college. I went to the University of Texas at Austin.
Where'd you move from?
Oh, this is a tiny town in West Texas called Presidio. It's by Marfa, 60 miles south of Marfa.
Yeah.
It's a border town with Texas and Mexico, Chihuahua, Mexico. Yeah, so that's where I grew up.
Wow.
I know. Really tiny town.
Your whole life?
Well, I was raised in Mexico. I was raised in Mexico until the age of 12, 13. I can't remember. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's part of Mexico?
Chihuahua, Mexico.
All right.
So North Mexico.
Okay.
So then around age 11, 12, 13, gosh, I can't remember. That's when I moved to Presidio, the tiny little town in Texas. So I grew up speaking Spanish. That is still my first language. I mainly speak Spanish.
Prove it.
¿Qué quieres que diga?
Wow, I believe it.
So I spoke Spanish through my early years. And now I only speak Spanish with my parents and a few friends.
Folks are around?
Yeah. My boyfriend is learning how to speak Spanish, so it's been fun to communicate and chat with him. Little things, though. I can't have like full-on conversations.
Takes a while.
Oh, yeah. Learning a new language takes a lot of practice. It's something that, you have to implement every single day. It's like everything, It's like when you are starting something new, whether it be like you're starting to go to the gym, it takes practice. Every single time you go to the gym, it's another practice, another opportunity you get to build strength, build stamina, build stability, or whatever it is that you're trying to build, right? And it takes practice, like with anything. So going back to how I got here, was introduced to yoga then. First time. When I moved to Austin, I started running a lot. Beautiful town, like it's really attractive and you want to be outside. So I started running a lot.
So after, you moved here for school.
Yeah.
Right. Got it.
Yeah, I was here for school. During my college years, I was running a lot on the trail. I did a few races. I did, I think the Austin Half Marathon. I did the Cap 10K. Did a few races here and there, but I wasn't stretching. I was still not resting, and I was literally running myself to the ground. So I had a hamstring injury that got really bad. And my PT, my physical therapist, was like, dude, you have to try yoga. I'm like, okay, sure, let's give this a go again. And again, it healed me. So I'm like, okay, there's something here. There's a reason why this has been introduced into my life twice now. So this time I decided to try yoga or do yoga once a week. I'm like, I'm running, let me do yoga once a week. And I had a friend who was really into yoga back then, a colleague of mine. And she was like, we should go to this class. It's really fun. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. And I just fell in love with the practice even more.
Where was that?
This was a Black Swan yoga.
Yeah, Black Swan.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to guess Black Swan.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, they've been around for so long.
Downtown?
Downtown.
West 5th?
Yeah.
One of those West songs?
Yeah, West 5th. West 5th in downtown Austin, but they used to be at a previous location. They used to be at where Tape Lenders is.
Tape,
TAPE Lenders.
Oh.
It's that like underwear store.
okay.
Have you seen it? No? Anyhow, it's
called
it's
Tape
on West
Lenders.
Tape. Like tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think, don't quote me on this, I might be wrong. I think it used to be, or it still is, a adult video rental place.
You're kidding.
Tape Lenders.
Wow.
I'm lending you a tape.
Oh, yeah, a tape. Yes.
I think.
Okay, I'll take your word. That makes total sense.
I mean, there's anything from like dildos to swimwear.
Okay, yeah, they got everything you ever need.
Exactly. You don't need anywhere else.
They sell canned soup too. I mean, goodness gracious.
So that is where one of the first Black Swan studios was.
Yeah.
So that's where I went when I was in college. It was like a 10:30 p.m. Sunday yoga class.
Whoa.
To the best music, candle lit room, just perfect way to end the week or start a new week.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it. I was just hooked since then. When I was in college, I was studying to go to medical school. I was prepping to go to medical school. So my degree was in psychology and biology. And I had big dreams of going to medical school. I knew that I wanted to help people heal. So medical school seemed like the right route for me. I was also really burnt out and tired. I had been in school for so long, and I've never really had a summer off. I was always either shadowing doctors or interning at different like teaching hospitals and medical schools, or taking more college courses to help me get ahead. So at 21 years old, I am burnt out. I am tired. And I knew that this was only the beginning, because going to medical school requires a lot of work, man. It's a lot of dedication. Like
nonstop around the clock.
Yeah, around the clock. You are not really able to choose like, oh, I'm only going to work like between, like Monday and Wednesday, between like noon and 4 p.m. No, you're around the clock. Like you're on call. And for me, a non-negotiable is to take care of myself. Like I need to carve at least 1 hour every single day for me. And in that hour, I can either like move my body, I can do something for my mind or something for my soul. And the really beautiful thing about this is that yoga encompasses all three: mind, body, spirit, soul. So going back to how I got here. Okay, so that is, I'm in college, I'm taking classes, yoga classes that is, and I'm so burnt out. And I talked to my mentor, and she goes, listen, medical school is always going to be there. Like medical school is always going to be there. Why don't you take a year off? And in that year, do your teacher training, travel the world, get to know what Gustavo likes. Because you can always go back to medical school, but you're never going to get this time back. It's like, you're so right. That is true. I'm never going to get this time back. I could travel later after medical school, but I'll probably have to like work right away because I have so much debt.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And I got accepted to medical school and was just playing with this idea, like, should I really go? Should I take a year off? And one day in Shavasana, which is like the final yoga pose in class, I had this big like epiphany almost that came through that was like, dude, take a break. Just like enjoy life. Everything is going to work itself out. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I'm going to medical school because like this is my dream. Like, I want to help people heal, and this is the route to do it. So that voice kept coming back and back and back. So then I went back to my mentor and I was like, I'm just getting this like feeling that maybe I should like take your advice. And she was like, well, let me know how I can support you. Let me know how I can help you. So I decided to take the leap of faith and take that year off. I took that year off.
12 months.
12 months.
No more, no less.
Well, here we are. And I'm not a doctor. So 12 months. Yeah, 12 months. I was going to give myself a year to like get to know me and see if I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Well, in that year, I taught yoga. I traveled the world, led yoga retreats. I got to know what Gustavo loves and likes. And it was one of the most profound years of my life because it reminded me that I can help people heal, that I don't need a medical degree, that the practice of yoga, the sacred healing practice, can help so many people and it can meet them where they are. So that for me was a confirmation that I was doing what I was meant to do in that time. And it's been such a beautiful journey. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been teaching for 12 years. And it's been so rewarding to know that what I'm doing is helping people. Because at the end of the day, that was my goal. That is one of my missions, I believe, is to help people in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know where I would be if I would have said yes to medical school, if I would have just followed that traditional path that I thought was going to help me help people.
What does success mean to you?
To me, success means finding a place where you feel happy, healthy, finding a place where you feel at home.
Let me ask you this. So you got in your yoga stride 12 years ago, and then you started seeing the success that you just described, right? Happy, healthy, at home, right? Have you experienced that before you got into that space by chance? If so, what did that look like?
I don't think I've ever experienced that before.
Interesting.
I've never experienced that before in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so young. So young. I was 21 years old when I first started teaching.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Some people are 65 when they get into their stride, right? It takes them a while to figure that out. There's something that happened with you to where I would say that you found it young.
I feel really lucky to have found it so early in life,
right?
Because, I mean, a lot of my colleagues that I went to college with, they graduated college, they went through medical school, they've graduated medical school, and some of them are so unhappy. So I feel super lucky and so privileged to have had this opportunity to listen to my gut and like really follow through. Because a lot of the times, and this is something that I am so passionate about, and it's something that I am wanting to share more with people, the power of your intuition, the power of like your wisdom. Like we all have this well of wisdom that tells us, hey, take a left turn here, or take a little detour here, or don't cycle call them at 3 a.m, right? Like there's a little like voice within you that comes through. And sometimes our rational, logical mind wants to shut it down because it doesn't make sense. But if we listen to the creative, the more spiritual side of us, then we can feel more connected to ourselves. So for me, it's all about like listening to your intuition, and it's a practice. We were saying earlier, it's a practice of every single day listening. Okay, what do I need?
It kind of reminds me of alignment.
Yeah,
And knowing when you're in alignment.
Exactly. Aligning yourself with where you're supposed to be.
Mm.
So going back to your question, I've never experienced that level of success before because I started so young, and I've always been a go-getter. I graduated top of my class in high school and in college. I've always had really high standards for myself. And I believe that along with the support of my parents,
Mm.
really helped me step into this version of Gustavo that teaches yoga right now.
Mm. Pretty awesome. Gotta admit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, shoot. Let's say let's rewind it a little bit here. 12 years old. Your parents are like, we're going to America. What was that experience like for you when you first got here? Didn't speak English, right?
Nope.
And then you're in school.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like?
So here's something to like realize. I moved like 3 miles west, southwest. I don't know my directions, but I mean literally the border, it's a border town. So it's 3 miles away. Like you just cross the border and you're in Mexico. Like you can literally be standing in 2 places at the same time. If you put 1 foot on this side, 1 foot on the other side, you're in Texas and then you're in Chihuahua, Mexico, right?
Yeah.
So you could literally be at 2 places at once.
Yeah.
And so that experience, it was a little bit of a culture shock for me. Just learning English mainly because here, let me go back to this. It actually wasn't a culture shock because 95% of the population there is Hispanic, so we'll take that out. My experience moving to America, Texas, it wasn't a culture shock per se, but it was more challenging because I had to learn a new language.
Yeah.
And I could get away with not speaking English because 95% of the population in that tiny town is Hispanic. They speak Spanish. So I could get away with talking to people in Spanish. So while it was challenging to learn a new language, I also felt safe knowing that I could always go back to my native language and communicate in case I got a little sidetracked or in case I didn't know how to say something. So it made me feel a little more comfortable for sure. I feel like it would have been really different if I would have moved to a place that that people mainly spoke English. It would have forced me for sure, I feel, to just get it together faster.
So your school was speaking Spanish. School you went to.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we
nice.
spoke Spanish on this, correct, yeah. I mean, classes were taught in English.
Yeah. You had a good mix though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was like a Spanish class, of course.
Yeah.
But classes were taught in English. The first year when I first moved to America / Texas, I was in an ESL class. So it was the best thing that happened to me because I really got to learn the language.
Yeah.
I mean, I had so much homework. Like I read, I don't know, like 80 books in that year. I listened to so many like audio. I was doing like distance learning via like a laptop, a computer, just like learning as much as I could.
Smart. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just so interesting because I like sometimes forget that I speak another language. I sometimes forget that I speak Spanish just because I don't practice it as much. I mainly speak Spanish with my parents, and that's like once a week when I chat with them on the phone or with friends of mine that live here in Austin that I see maybe once a month. So it's such a beautiful language, and I again feel so lucky that I'm able to speak both languages and communicate with a lot more people.
Yeah.
Connect with a lot more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially with the Spanish.
Oh,
and
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It goes a long way.
Goes a long way for sure.
So let's that's helpful. I'm sure that's going to be helpful for someone to hear that part of your life. And let's get into something that might be a little bit more challenging,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if somebody is, like you said, you're 80 pounds above what you had preferred, right? Right, and that is a stressful thing. Many people deal with that type
Mm-hmm.
of stuff, right? And it takes a specific, perhaps, um, decision, something that propels the decision to make the change,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because clearly you weren't happy about it, and you decided to make the change. So, walk us through that process, because I'm sure somebody out there is managing with something like that right now,
Mm.
and perhaps it can help.
So, like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
my motivation for losing weight was to prove people wrong because I was being bullied. So, I later in life realized that that wasn't healthy, but it propelled me to make a change. It inspired me to get up and move my body.
Were you aware that was your motivator
I was not aware. I was not aware until later.
till later?
That's what I was saying, until later. Like at first, like I was like, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm like 14 years old. I'm like, I'm going to prove them wrong. Like all
Yeah.
these like bullies, like watch out. I'm going to take the summer and like be in shape and
Yeah.
you're not even going to recognize me when I come back.
And how was your spirit? How was your spirit? Were you the same charismatic person at that time of your life?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I don't
Right.
remember.
Okay.
But I don't think so. I think I was doing this to prove them wrong. And like I said, I later realized that that wasn't the healthiest way to go about this. But it propelled me. It gave me that first spark that I needed. And my perception has shifted so much from that experience because now I practice accepting and loving my body for the way it looks. Even if I don't have a six pack, even if I'm not in like the best shape of my life, like I'm practicing loving, accepting, embracing the skin I'm in. And I feel like because I'm doing that now with more love and appreciation for what my body can do, I'm approaching fitness for myself in a much more compassionate way than what I did when I was younger and I was literally running myself to the ground, eating almost nothing, like in a very unhealthy way because I wanted to just get it done quick and I was going to make it happen to prove people wrong. So that's a big shift that has happened for me. So for someone out there who might be going through something similar, I would say first, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Like I think that's so important to forgive ourselves for whatever it is that has caused you to get here. Right? It's important to just acknowledge that, hey, like, okay, this happened and I fully forgive myself for it. And then take small steps. Take small steps every single day to help you. So small steps can be something like, hey, I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to have an extra glass of water today. Or, hey, instead of parking really close to the grocery store today, I'm going to try to park maybe like on the other side so I can walk a little more, right? So there are little steps that you can take that eventually will compound and create big results.
Now, that's well said, by the way. Well said. Yeah, very clear. And along that journey, along the journey of that type of healing, and then you get into you leave law school or medical school. What am I talking about? Medical school.
Not yet.
My bad. Yeah, and then become a yogi. 12 years, right? Have you ever gotten derailed through any of those two journeys? Talking about like the weight loss healing journey and then the yogi. Have you ever gotten derailed to where you're like, you know what? What am I doing? I don't want to do this anymore. This sucks. Like, you just want to throw in your towel. Has it happened? If so, have you gotten back on the bike?
It hasn't happened, but I am being called. Like, I just have this feeling that I need to do something different. Like, I've been doing this for 12 years and I absolutely love it. However, I'm being called to help people in a different way.
And you're finding that.
I am trying to find what that is. So, something that I am really passionate about is personal growth and manifestation. I know that we all have this power within us to create, to attract, to manifest our dreams, our hopes, our goals, our desires. But we get into our head. We let our negative mindset take over. So when we flip the switch, we can create a lot of epic things into our lives. We can attract a lot of epic things into our lives. So I recently published a guided manifestation personal growth journal.
You're an author.
I'm an author. I'm big into journaling. It's something that helps me get more clear, be more specific, more intentional with my day. So my journal is called Grounded Practice. And like we were saying earlier, it's a practice. It's something that you do every day to help you realign with a mindset that will support you when it comes to manifesting your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your desires. So in the morning, there's 3 prompts. My intention for today is, what is your intention for today? My intention normally is the same every day. Be kind to myself. And then there may be another thing like that I list, like, okay, catch up on that email those emails that I need to respond to. Yeah. Something like along those lines. And then the second prompt is, what are my affirmations? What am I affirming? What am I telling myself right now? And usually, I recommend that it's positive, right? Because our body, every single cell in our body is constantly eavesdropping into what we're thinking, what we're saying, right?
Your cells eavesdrop on your thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always listening, So your affirmations: I am healthy, I am powerful, I am successful, I'm always divinely guided by the universe. You decide. What are you affirming? What are you reclaiming as true for you? And the third prompt is, what am I manifesting? What do I want to call into my life? When you're really clear, when you're really specific, dormant forces in your life will start to move to make this happen. Like, hasn't it happened to you that you're thinking of a friend and then within maybe, I don't know, a few hours, you get a text from them or you see a notification from them on your phone? So we're all connected. We're all connected. I'm a firm believer in that. So when we're more intentional with how and what we put out there, then the right people, the right circumstances, the right environments, the right settings meet you to help bring this into your life.
Yes. Yes and yes, right? Yeah, and it seems like, goodness gracious, you've got your work cut out for you here to figure out the best way for you to release that and to help people with that, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right? More so. Right? You're at this pivotal point right now, it seems.
Correct. And this journal has been in the works for, 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
It's something that I have shared with clients. It's something that has helped me. I created this because there wasn't nothing out there like it. Invention is the mother of necessity, right? Is that the right quote?
Sounds right to me.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I created this because there was nothing out there like this, and I wanted to share more of who I am. and what I do with the world outside of the yoga mat or the meditation cushion. Granted, there's elements of yoga philosophy, there's elements of meditation in there in the journal, but it's not all like physical. It's not all like, oh, get into down dog, move through like a sun salutation A. This journal is meant to help people be more intentional, more clear with what it is that they want to call into their lives. It's also meant to help people reflect at the end of the day. There's another 3 prompts every single day. Towards the end of the day, the prompt is, what is an inspired action I took today? Inspired action is something that you feel inspired to do, right? So something like, okay, maybe I should send an email real quick to this person that I've been thinking about, see if they know someone that can help me with this project I'm working on. Right? Something that is going to help you get closer to what you want to create and manifest. Because manifestation is not just about waving a wand in the air and then whatever you want will magically appear. You have to take action. You have to put in the work. And you have to believe in yourself. Like believing that it's possible for you and that you are worthy of calling this into your life is like key. This is key. You have to heal any limiting beliefs, any doubts, any fears, because otherwise you're going to block the blessing from arriving. So that's one prompt. And then the second to last prompt in grounded practice is, what am I letting go of today? What's something that is bothering me from the day that I'm willing to let go? Is it that person that cut me off in traffic and is still like really irritating me? Is it that typo that I caught on that email that I'm beating myself up for? What am I letting go? What do I not need to carry anymore?
Yeah.
And the last prompt is, thank you, universe, for. What are 3 things that you are grateful for? Whether it be from that day, from that week, that month, your life. What are 3 things that you are truly, truly grateful for? So those 6 prompts make up grounded practice as a way to help people start their day with clarity and intention, and help people end the day reflecting on what they did to get closer to their goals, letting go of whatever they don't need, and fostering more gratitude. Gratitude.
So I'm going to ask you how you can get that after I ask you this question.
Yeah.
What would you say? No wrong answer here.
Okay.
What would you say your life's definite purpose is?
My life's purpose, and I know this because I am really big into human design. Are you familiar with human design?
No.
So human design is, let's see if I can explain this in a really short and concise way. Human design has to do with your birth location and your birth date / chart, right? So there are...
Did you say chart?
Chart.
What is a chart?
Like a chart.
Oh, a chart.
Chart.
My bad, man. A chart is something else. Chart is a bad day.
Here's the thing. So I'm from Chihuahua, Mexico. So we tend to overpronounce the CHs and the SHs. Oh. So CH can sound very similar to SH.
Noted.
So that is like where my accent comes in. I know. It's like shoe. Chew. Like you can chew, right? But also like shoe.
Chew.
It's so weird. That is my accent right there. You're
fun.
welcome.
That's fun. Thank you.
So the question was, go back to
where you're born, birthday.
Yes. Okay. Human design. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I did my human design, I realized that I am a manifester. And in that, there's another element that tells you what your mission is to do in this world. And my mission is to educate and inspire people.
Yeah.
So, and I can do that in any profession. But my main thing here is to educate people. There's something that says that I'm really good with my words, and like the way that I say things land with people.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning more into that, just knowing that information, that piece of information through human design, has made me feel like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm educating people on health, wellness, manifestation, and hopefully I'm inspiring them as well. Right. So I highly recommend you do your human designed chart.
How do you do that? Where is it online?
So you can do it online.
It's
You
like
can
an
also
Enneagram test.
similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you literally Google human design.
Yeah.
And you can just get your own, your detailed version. And you can see, you can read about it. You can also, there's so many wonderful coaches that will do a reading for you and help you go more in depth on your different identities and different roles. And it's such a complex method to grasp. It's taken me, I don't know, like maybe like 4 years. Like I go and revisit my chart every 6 months just to see where I'm at. But what keeps coming back to me is that I'm here to educate and inspire. So I think that I am still doing that. And even if I shift gears, even if I pivot towards something else, I believe that I will continue to do that because that feels in alignment with what I do and what I'm good at, to educate.
A lot of reoccurring themes here, a lot of principles that are showing themselves over and over again.
Yeah.
So for the audience, take note of these principles. I think they're extremely valuable. So last question before we hop off here today. Well, second to last. How do people find your lovely new book?
My journal, they can find it at thegroundedpractice.com.
I like that.
Thegroundedpractice.com. Yeah, it's a very intentional journal. I wanted the journal to have my initials, Gustavo Padron. I chose a blue color, and blue is in between. So we have 7 energetic centers through the spinal cord called the chakras in Sanskrit, in yoga philosophy. And the throat chakra and the third eye chakra, right? Indigo and violet, that the color is in between those two. So like speaking what it is that, and asking for what it is that you want, and seeing it past your physical vision.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I like the alignment there.
So again, very intentional. But I'm super stoked. I launched it December 1st of 2022. Yeah. So it's been only out for 3 months. And it's doing so well. I already ordered a new shipment just because it's being so well received, and just the feedback that I've been getting from people, it's been, I don't even know what the word is. I don't want to say amazing because I would say amazing. It's just been so rewarding, I say.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because I put a lot of hard work and effort into creating this, and I'm really, really proud of this product, and I'm really proud of the way it's helping people. And
should be proud.
I am proud. I am so proud. It's taken me a while to say that because I thought that being modest about it was going to be like the way to go. And I'm like, no, I'm freaking proud of myself. Like, I made this happen. I had so many sleepless weeks where I was just like hustling at this on the side of me still teaching full time and doing other things. So I am really, really proud.
Rightfully so. Nice work.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, serious. Huge. And how do people find you?
You can find me on my website, gustavopadron.com. You can find me on Instagram. I hang out there most of the time. Gustavo A as in apple, that's my middle initial. Padron. I think my dad took Gustavo Padron, so I couldn't like get that handle. So I was like, okay, you don't even use it for sure. Same thing with emails. I was just like, you don't even use your emails. And I was like, you should just like hand them over. Anyhow, that's a story for another day. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Hello at GustavoPadron.com, GustavoPadron.com, or Gustavo A. Padron on Instagram and TikTok.
Folks, you heard it here first. Gustavo Padron, incredibly compelling story. Oh, by the way, who's one person that you want to meet that's still alive that you would wish to sit down with and talk to? I almost forgot.
Ooh. Joe Dispenza.
Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Where's he live? California?
I don't know, actually. I think he has like a place in Hawaii.
Okay.
Or Florida.
Seems like a Hawaiian dude.
I don't know.
Laid back dude.
But I mean, he is just mesmerizing, and just his research and everything he stands for is so inspiring to me.
Joe, if you're watching, please
hit us up.
Hit us up. Folks, thanks so much for watching or listening. Make sure to check out Gustavo's amazing journal, life-changing journal. Hit him up on Instagram. Go to his website,
Thanks,
of course.
man.
And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Greg Carlson, Pivotal Moments Podcast. Till next time.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.